My friend B. Lumpkin, who I profiled on this channel as a 105-year-old marathon master, died on June 14th of this year. I have taken a while to put a video together about her because I have been, I guess, still just sad and dealing with the emotions that come with losing a friend. B was a civil rights leader, a workers' rights leader, some might even say an icon, for all that she did to help promote racial justice, justice for workers, fair pay, and the list goes on and on. I mean, you may remember her as the person, the national news. In fact, she made international news, wearing a full hazmat suit, or what appeared to be a full hazmat suit, when going to a mailbox to drop her ballot in one of the more recent presidential elections, obviously during COVID. So B was an extraordinary person, and to an extent quite well known, especially in Chicago. But for me, even though initially I met her because I was reporting a story and I wrote about her and her husband, who was living at the time. He passed away 16 years ago. But, you know, the relationship that I had with her in particular became more than just a reporter and subject at some point, because once the story was written, that was it. Some years passed, and then, without going into detail, we became friends. I think I just mentioned, I did a video about her, 105-year-old marathon master B. Lumpkin, in summer of 2024, so just 2 years ago. And it was about her health habits, exercise habits, just an extraordinary woman who was still doing push-ups at 105. She was walking up crazy amounts of stairs. Was it every day or almost every day? And so she shared, you know, her routine. She shared what helped her to keep going. And I think, you know, she indulged me in that, because I'm not sure that, well, I would say that probably, that subject, health and fitness, was probably not her priority in terms of communicating her concerns. And I think her concerns were broader than that, world concerns about people. But she respected me enough as a friend, liked me enough as a friend, to agree to do this video, and I'm forever grateful for that. But I wanted to share just a few things about B, because again, she did become for me, really, I would say, a friend. And while she's being lauded as an icon, I saw her as a person who I shared emails with many times over many years. And she was an encouraging person. She always showed concern for me in her writing to me about having better job opportunities and being concerned that I was making a just salary. And she was, you know, very strong in her communications about that in her emails. And I really appreciated that. And I enjoyed checking in on her. Her children, she told me, moved her in the summer of 2025, so last year, to a facility where she got great meals, and I think it was kind of something like an assisted living facility. And my concern was, I asked her in an email, do you still, are you able to get up the stairs? Do you have a view of the lakefront? Because that was one of the things, was that she, in the home that she lived in, the high rise that she lived in prior to this assisted living facility, she really enjoyed looking out the windows at the lakefront. And I recall she told me that during COVID, it was something that really kept her connected to the world, being able to look out and just see the trail, the water, the sand, the cars going by. And so anyway, so she told me, yes, she still had a view. And that made me really happy that she had that view. And obviously, I'm sure it made her very happy to have that view. So what else am I going to say about my friend? That in the weeks leading up to her passing, I kept thinking, I want to call B, I need to call B, but I was doing something new, a job opportunity that I'm still doing at the moment, that really kind of has upended my schedule and has been draining, to be quite honest. And every time I had that feeling of I need to call her, I would be at work, very physically active, doing various tasks, and then I would get home and I was just so drained, and I didn't. And on June 14th, because I do work over the weekends, June 14th was a Sunday, and I was thinking about her very, very, very much that day. The thoughts were intrusive, and I thought, I've got to call her today. When I get off, I'm going to call her, I'm going to email her. And when I got home, I went to my my YouTube account just to check to see if anyone had commented on any videos, if there was something I needed to respond to. And there was a comment on the video I did about B in 2024 from someone saying that she had died. I got the message. I first learned that she died by looking at a comment on my YouTube video about her. And that was the day that I said, I really, when I get home, I'm gonna reach out in some way. And I was too late. So I have gone back and I've looked at some of the emails that the two of us shared. And the last time I communicated with her was Christmas of 2025, so about 6 months ago. And she sounded very upbeat in the email. And I'm just looking here to see, I'm looking at my emails. What did she say? There was something I wanted to share with you. And by the way, she was still very active, fighting for what she believed in, all the way up until, from what I can discern, almost the very end, participating in marches and activities to help bring or promote better systems and treatment of people. But here's what she said to me, and this is the last thing I'm gonna share. So I wrote to her on Christmas Eve. I told her that I think of her frequently, hope she's doing well, I wished her a happy holiday, and she reiterated that, things were going well in the new home where she was living. And she said at the end of the email, and I'll read to you what she wrote to me. "Why don't you write a book about what you do? Do you think a publisher would publish it? They might if you could make it funny." And she was talking about the running, the marathoning. And I kind of think, well, first of all, I don't think anybody would publish this book. If it was published, it would probably be self-published. I don't know that anyone else would want to publish it. But, the make it funny part made me laugh. And so, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a few funny running videos in honor of B, or at least what she thinks, to maybe see if this idea that she thinks something funny would kind of translate. I might try that. But this video is being published on August 3rd, 2026. She would have been 108 today. A quick aside, I decided to publish this video on July 31st, so all comments are a few days before her birthday. She died some weeks before making that age, but 107, I think she did a great job. She was truly a marathon master, and if you want to learn more about Bea, check out the video that she and I made together. My one regret about that video is that technically it is not good, which is an understatement. And I had been hoping that this summer that I would possibly actually see her and do a technically good video. That obviously didn't happen, but I'm glad that I have the video that I have. She was very pleased with it. I think we were both happy with the content, at least. And I'm honored that she took the time to talk about a subject that probably was not as important to her as it is to me and to my viewers. So she was a really good friend, and I miss her.